All right, welcome back. This is 8-2, the chi-square tests and cautions. We're going to do part 2 today, chi-square test for goodness of fit. So what you'll notice here, down in this section, it's used that the question of interest is whether population proportions in each category are the same as a given set of proportions. All right, so again, examples. That's the only thing that's going to get you through this. So the data are a simple random sample from a single group, and the subjects are categorized according to one variable. That generally means we're going to have one row of information, and it's typically proportions. It doesn't always have to be, but it is in this next example. So the hypothesis used for these are the null hypothesis, that the proportions are consistent. So that key being are consistent, right? And for the alternative hypothesis, they're not consistent with whatever has been given. All I'm going to do is actually just work through the hypothesis test for these so you can see how that's done. Okay? So these, you'll notice, right, the only real information they gave us were these proportions. And these are expected proportions, right? That's what the candy maker claims. So we're going to go and calculate that expected count by realizing how many there are. There are 500 candies. So out of 500 candies, if 30% are yellow, then we can multiply this times that 500, right? So that's 150. Now I'm going to go ahead and freeze this sample size so I can just drag this and not have to type that in every time. So if you go along here, these are each of the expected counts for the different colors. But what we actually have are all listed here. So we have 155 yellow, 160 red, we have 100 blue, 45 green, and 40 orange. And so we have the two pieces that we need to actually jump straight to the chi-square, right? So we take the actual minus the expected, and we square that, divided by the expected, and you have your number for each of them. Now we drag it across for all of them, and that's it. So to get our chi-squared, we're going to sum all these up. Boop. Now we have 3.3333. The degrees of freedom, when there's only one column or one row, however your data is set up, when there's only one of them, we're just going to say that that's 1 for that. But then we take n minus the rest of these. So there's 5. So we're going to take, this is going to be 5 minus 1, or a degrees of freedom of 4. So here we go again, the chi-square distribution to the right. X is that one, degrees of freedom is that one. Enter. And that's the number you get, 0.503668. All right, so we did the calculation work, and that's a lot of times what people jump straight to. But what I'd like you to do is actually hit the hypothesis, make sure that's in there. And in this case, the hypotheses are that the, null, let's just type that for now. Null hypothesis that the colors are consistent with the candy maker's claim. All right, the alternative hypothesis, however, is really the opposite. The colors are not consistent with the claim. Step 2, these are the conditions. We have, these, so they were all selected independently in all counts for all the expected sizes were greater than 5, right? So each one of these is greater than 5 along here. All right. That's step 2. We've met our conditions. I already did the step 3 work, so you can see the p-value is 0.5. When it's that high, it doesn't really matter. Your alpha's, if it's always at 5% or 0.05, then we're definitely going to fail to reject the null hypothesis. And of course, there's more to write there. You'll need to write out that sentence. So go ahead and look at the solutions to see how you would write that out. And that's it. Now, in your homeworks, there is a tricky goodness of fit problem, and I will look that over. I will try to create an Excel spreadsheet that shows you how to do that calculation. If you have issues with it, and you'll know when you see it, send me the Ask Your Teacher question on WebAssign, and I will send you that spreadsheet so you can actually at least have a good start on how to solve that problem. So, having said all that, this video is now over. I'm done. I'm leaving. See you in the next one.